Dude, 2026 is shaping up to be that year for gaming. These 15 games show exactly why we fall in love with this hobby in the first place. Some of them you definitely already know and have been waiting on for a long time. Others might be surprises that weren't even on your radar yet. But one thing is certain, every single one of them has the potential to be something special. So let's take a look at what's coming and figure out what makes each of these games worth your attention.
Blood Message. If there's one game that's been whispering in the shadows of the community, it's Blood Message. And honestly, the wait is becoming a form of torture itself. From everything we've seen so far, this isn't just another action horror title. It's a masterclass in atmospheric dread that seems to be pulling from the most visceral corners of the genre. The developers are leaning heavily into a body horror physics engine where the gore isn't just a visual effect, but a dynamic system that reacts to the caliber of your weapon and the angle of the environment. But what really makes Blood Message stand out is its radical commitment to a pure immersion experience. There is no HUD, no health bar, and no floating waypoints. You have to monitor your character's physical state by looking at how they hold their side, or how much their hands shake during a reload. The lighting engine is the real star here, utilizing advanced global illumination to ensure that your flashlight isn't just a beam of light, but a physical presence that casts long, terrifying shadows that might hide a threat or just play tricks on your mind. It's a game that demands your full attention and punishes sloppiness with a brutality we haven't seen in years. If you're looking for the next evolution of the hardcore survival experience that respects your intelligence while scaring you senseless, Blood Message is the one to watch.
Crimson Desert has been cooking for what feels like an eternity, but as we head into 2026, the results are finally proving that the delay was worth every second. This isn't just another fantasy RPG, it's a technological beast that seeks to redefine the open world label. Pearl Abyss is pushing their proprietary engine to its absolute breaking point, delivering combat that feels more like a high-budget, choreographed action movie than a standard button masher. We're seeing a level of environmental interaction that is frankly unheard of. You can grab enemies, use them as shields, slam them into breakable market stalls, or use the physics of a collapsing building to wipe out a squad. But it's the sheer scale and life of Pywell that's going to shake the industry. We're talking about massive, multi-stage sieges with hundreds of NPCs that don't just stand there, but actually use tactics to flank you. The dynamic weather system is another marvel. A sudden snowstorm doesn't just change the visuals, it affects your mount's stamina and your character's combat speed. The level of detail on the leather of your boots and the individual scales on a dragon's wing shows a level of polish that makes other modern RPGs look like relics. Crimson Desert is aiming for the throne, and in 2026, it might actually have the power to take it.
Resident Evil Requiem is reaching insane levels, mainly because the game represents a possible final chapter for legendary characters we've followed for decades. Capcom isn't just resting on past successes. All signs point to the use of a new iteration of the RE engine, capable of surpassing the so-called Uncanny Valley and achieving an impressive level of hyperrealism. The facial animations in Requiem are so precise that you can see micro-expressions of fear or exhaustion on Leon's face without a single word being spoken. But beyond the jaw-dropping visuals, the game also promises a return to a slower-paced horror experience with a touch of action. The concept blends the over-the-shoulder precision of the recent remakes with the psychological depth and puzzle-focused structure of the original Resident Evil from 1996. Environmental storytelling is said to be the densest in the franchise's history, where every bloodstain and every discarded note tells a tragic, localized story of the outbreak. Rumors suggest that the AI of the new Stalker-type enemy is the most advanced Capcom has ever created. It doesn't just chase you, it learns your favorite hiding spots and waits for the exact moment you let your guard down. Resident Evil Requiem has everything it takes to be the crown jewel of the franchise, a game designed to remind everyone why Capcom remains the absolute king of survival horror.
It's been years.
Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis. Lara Croft is back, and Legacy of Atlantis is the unification of the timelines that fans have been dreaming about for years. Built on Unreal Engine 5, this game is a showcase of what nanite and lumen technology can actually do when applied to ancient ruins. We're talking about tombs that aren't just static puzzles, but living, breathing environments where a single misplaced jump can trigger a realistic physics-based cave-in that alters the layout of the level. This version of Lara feels like the perfect bridge. She has the gritty, do-whatever-it-takes edge of the Survivor trilogy, but she's finally regained the dual-wielding, confident swagger of the 90s icon. The focus here is on true archaeology, meaning deep underwater exploration that uses the engine's power to create claustrophobic, dark, and terrifyingly beautiful ruins. The scale of these underwater cities is staggering, offering a sense of verticality and mystery that fits the Atlantis mythos perfectly. The traversal has been overhauled to feel more tactile, with Lara's climbing and swinging reacting realistically to the weight of her gear and the surface tension of the rocks. It's a game that respects the history of the character while using 2026 technology to deliver a globe-trotting adventure that feels grand, expansive, and utterly essential for any action fan.
Tides of Annihilation. If you're into Arthurian legends, brace yourself, because Tides of Annihilation is reimagining the myth in a way no one expected. Set in a modern London devastated by an otherworldly invasion, you take on the role of Gwendolyn, the last survivor who now has the power to summon the spectral forms of the Knights of the Round Table. What makes this game a true world shaker in 2026 is its real-time tactical combat system. You don't fight alone, you command an order of knights, each with unique fighting styles that can be combined for devastating cooperative attacks. But what truly stands out is the scale. The game features the Colossal Knights, mountain-sized entities that roam the city and function as vertical challenges. You don't just fight them, you climb them and explore their interiors as if they were living dungeons. Visually, the blend of urban ruins with medieval fantasy elements creates a superb artistic contrast, enhanced by volumetric lighting that delivers a palpable sense of magical fog. It's an ambitious concept that fuses action RPG gameplay with monumental scale, promising to be one of the most original experiences of the year.
Enemy of my enemy, I lend you my...
Valor Mortis. From the creators of Ghost Runner comes Valor Mortis, a first-person Souls-like that trades cyberpunk for Napoleonic Europe, but with a monstrous, corrupted twist. You play as William, a soldier of the Grande Armée who returns from death in a world ravaged by a mysterious plague. What makes this game shine is the precision of its first-person combat. One More Level has taken all its experience with fast, lethal combat and applied it to a system that demands millisecond perfect parries, precise musket shots, and the use of elemental magic. The level design draws inspiration from classics like BioShock and Dishonored, offering a dark, interconnected world where exploration is as dangerous as it is rewarding. The supernatural Napoleonic War aesthetic is executed with impressive texture detail, from the wear and tear on period uniforms to the grotesque mutations of the bosses. In a market crowded with generic Souls-likes, Valor Mortis stands out for its unique perspective and mechanical honesty, promising to be the game that will finally prove that first-person melee combat can be just as technical and satisfying as any third-person action game. Reanimal. Tarsier Studios, the masterminds behind Little Nightmares, are back with Reanimal, and the warning is clear. The horror has become even more personal. This cooperative adventure horror game follows two orphan siblings on an infernal journey across a cursed archipelago to rescue their friends. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game uses a dynamic cinematic camera that keeps both players in frame at all times, maximizing the sense of claustrophobia and vulnerability. The monster design is what will haunt your sleep. They are grotesque human-animal hybrids based on the traumas and secrets of the protagonists themselves. Combat here is almost non-existent. You survive through stealth, teamwork, and the solving of environmental puzzles that use physics in deeply unsettling ways. The atmosphere is saturated with constant dread, where dynamic lighting and shadow effects create the illusion that the very walls are moving. Reanimal is not just a spiritual successor, it's a deeper, more mature plunge into surreal horror, promising to shake the industry with its impeccable art direction and its ability to generate tension without uttering a single word.
Mudang Two Hearts. South Korea continues to prove its strength with Mudang Two Hearts, an action stealth thriller that aims to raise the bar for visual realism. Set in a futuristic Seoul under constant surveillance, the game presents a dual narrative in which you alternate between a special forces soldier and a K-pop star amid a global political crisis. What makes Mudang special is its commitment to tactical realism. Movements were captured by active-duty soldiers from the South Korean army, and the infiltration system is inspired by real military tactics. Developed in Unreal Engine 5 by EVR Studio, the game showcases a level of facial fidelity that challenges anything we've seen so far, with the goal of eliminating loading screens between cinematics and gameplay for total immersion. Beyond the action, the game tackles dense themes such as propaganda, emotional manipulation, and the psychological weight of celebrity in a hyper-connected world. It's an ambitious AAA project that blends the precision of Splinter Cell with the narrative heft of a high-budget political drama, securing its place as one of the big surprises of 2026.
.007 First Light. IO Interactive, the geniuses behind the modern Hitman trilogy, are finally ready to show us their vision of the world's most famous spy with .007 First Light. Forget this suave, invincible Bond from the films. This game is a visceral origin story focused on a 26-year-old James Bond, still inexperienced and impulsive, trying to earn his 00 status. What's set to shake the world in 2026 is how IO has adapted its Glacier engine to enable gameplay that blends social stealth with explosive action and cinematic car chases. The game promises an unprecedented freedom of approach. You can infiltrate a gala party in Monte Carlo using nothing but your charm and subtle gadgets, or you can unleash tactical chaos by using the environment to your advantage. The addition of Lenny Kravitz as the villain, the Pirate King, brings an incredible artistic weight, and the visual fidelity, especially in the details of cars like the Aston Martin Valhalla, is jaw-dropping. It's the definitive spy simulator we've been waiting for decades, focused on the journey of a man becoming a legend.
Pragmata. After years of mystery and delays that became legendary, Capcom is finally set to release Pragmata in April 2026. This is a new kind of science fiction adventure that blends rhythmic action with lunar exploration in the near future. You control Hugh, an astronaut in a heavy technological suit, who must protect Diana, a young android girl with mysterious powers, as they attempt to escape the moon and return to Earth. What makes Pragmata special is the interaction between the two protagonists.
Diana is not just a companion, she alters the laws of physics and hacks the environment in real time to help you in battles. The visuals are one of the strongest showcases of the RE engine in this new iteration, delivering reflections and textures that look almost real, running at extremely high frame rates thanks to new upscaling technologies. It's a passion project from Capcom that focuses on emotional storytelling and innovative gameplay mechanics, promising to be that new IP that defines a generation through its unique visual style and melancholic atmosphere.
Saros. Housemarque, the studio behind the award-winning Returnal, is back with Saros, a third-person action game that promises to elevate the concept of bullet hell to a cinematic level. Set on the planet Carcosa, under the threat of an ominous eclipse, you control Arjun Devrosh, an enforcer seeking answers in a lost colony. Saros' biggest differentiator in 2026 is its permanent progression system and its innovative use of the DualSense. You can feel the influence of the eclipse in the triggers and in the tactile feedback of your alien weapons. Combat is described as a ballet of bullets, where dodging, blocking, and parrying attacks isn't just necessary, it's a fluid dance that places you in a constant state of flow. Unreal Engine 5 technology allows the planet Carcosa to visually transform with each death, keeping exploration always unpredictable and visually stunning. With a soundtrack by Sam Slater and a performance by Rahul Kohli, Saros represents the next evolution of hardcore action, focused on pure gameplay and a mysterious narrative that will keep you hooked from start to finish.
A city that don't belong to anyone.
No Law. Imagine a blend of Cyberpunk 2077 with the chaotic freedom of a tabletop RPG. That's No Law. Developed by Neon Giant and published by Krafton, this first-person RPG shooter is set in the decaying Neon War Port Desire, a harbor city built on sleaze and a total lack of regulation. What's set to break the internet in 2026 is the reactivity of this world. The developers promise that you can literally shoot major quest givers right at the start and still have the game adapt so you can finish the story. It's an opt-in narrative system where your choices change not only the ending, but also how the city and its gangs interact with you. The combat carries strong Max Payne vibes, with visceral shootouts and a destruction physics system that turns every alley into a neon-lit war zone. No Law doesn't want to be just another dense RPG. It wants to be a tactical playground where morality is left at the border and the player has total power to shape the fate of a lawless city. Phantom Blade Zero. Since its reveal, Phantom Blade Zero has become the standard-bearer of a new era of Chinese action games that prioritize style and speed above all else. What's set to shake the world in 2026 is the concept of Kung Fu Punk. The game blends traditional martial arts with a dark aesthetic of steampunk and occultism, creating a visual that feels like a stylized nightmare in 4K. The combat system is what truly sets this title apart. It uses handcrafted animations that are so fast and fluid you almost can't believe the controller is responding in real time. Unlike a traditional Souls-like, the focus here is on aggression and cinematic fluidity, where you can parry enemy attacks while running along walls or sliding under obstacles. Unreal Engine 5 is used to create a semi-open world where rain, mud, and blood interact realistically with the textures of armor and weapons. It's a game that oozes style and promises to be the new gold standard for anyone seeking visceral, technical, and visually stunning combat, proving that innovation in pure action is coming in strong from the East.
Grand Theft Auto 6. There is no other game on the planet with the weight and anticipation of Grand Theft Auto 6. In 2026, Rockstar Games is poised to release not just a game, but the most ambitious life simulator ever created. Set in the state of Leonida, with the iconic Vice City as its beating heart, the game uses an evolved version of the Rage engine that redefines what we understand by photorealism. The density of the world is what will leave everyone speechless. Traffic is intelligent, beach crowds behave organically, and interaction with building interiors is nearly total. The story of Jason and Lucia brings a more mature and cinematic tone to the franchise, exploring the dynamic of a criminal couple in a world dominated by social media and excess. The reactivity of the environment, where every action you take can be filmed by an NPC and posted to an in-game social network, creates a layer of immersion we've never seen before. GTA 6 won't just break sales records, it will define what next-generation hardware is capable of, delivering a world so alive and detailed that it will make any other open world feel like a dated prototype.
Trust me, this place is just the start for us.
Marvel's Wolverine. After the resounding success with Spider-Man, Insomniac Games is ready to show the darker and more violent side of the Marvel Universe with Marvel's Wolverine. This is the game Logan fans have been waiting for decades, a linear, mature action-adventure focused on pure brutality and the hero's regeneration. What makes this title a true world shaker in 2026 is its real-time damage system. As Logan fights, his body suffers visible injuries, torn clothing, deep cuts, and exposed bones that dynamically heal right before your eyes, a technical feat made possible only by the ultra-fast processing of new SSDs. Combat is heavy and bloody, using the adamantium claws not only to attack, but also to climb and interact with the environment in destructive ways. The narrative promises a dark road movie, exploring the hero's painful past as he is hunted by forces that cannot comprehend his resilience. With photorealistic art direction and a focus on mature themes, Wolverine aims to be for superhero games what Logan was for cinema, a visceral, emotional, and unforgettable masterpiece. From Jason and GTA 5 to the terrifying corridors of Resident Evil Requiem, the future has arrived, and it's visually insane. Each of these games has the chance to become your new all-time favorite. But now, I want to know your honest opinion. From this heavy-hitting 2026 lineup, which game have you already marked on your calendar and won't accept any delays for? And which one do you think will be the biggest technical surprise of the year? Drop your comment down below. Let's debate these promises and get ready for what's coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.